after this. There
Hello.
we go. Hey!
I think
Now
it
the other
works.
transition is the old one. What
Yeah,
the?
it's fine.
It's fine. It works.
Hey, welcome to the CMG podcast. It stands for Casual Misfits Gaming.
Yep.
Because we're casual. We don't really belong in any circle besides our own.
Yeah.
And we like the gaming. Do you guys like the gaming?
It's nice.
It's okay.
It's very nice.
Okay, cool.
Hey, this is a live video podcast about all things video game. You can chime in on the Twitch chat right now. Anything we're talking about. Literally anything. And that kind of directs the flow of where we go throughout the podcast. Usually lots of rabbit trails. This is episode number 82.
Yep.
Ocho dos.
There you-
There you go.
Way better than Michael.
I know Michael didn't even get the last number right last time.
Ocho
Like, come
cinco.
on. Come on.
I'm Matt Rojas, a.k.a. the Dread Pirate, and in the middle, wearing the
Nope.
night vision goggles.
I forgot already. I looked up.
So did I. You know what's the
What?
I forgot.
the best part is you have to have the caps on so that the light doesn't ruin them.
Yeah, I
and so
know.
you can't see out now.
No, I can still see.
Oh,
Just
you
fine.
can?
Yeah, I can see just fine.
Oh, the middle thing?
No, he's seeing through the tiny
it's
little
It's a
pinholes.
pinhole, so it allows
Yeah.
some light to come in, and then
Yeah.
the rods in here actually amplify the light, so that way I can actually see it. These things actually do work. These are
Why? Okay.
these are Gen 1.
How old are you,
We'll
night
get
Ate?
into why he's wearing these later.
Okay,
By the
how old
way,
are
you
you?
don't have to have the webcam for the producer. That's
Dang
in
it!
the background.
Everything was fine. Everything was working.
Hi, I'm Ate Rojas, also known as No Jeans.
No jeans. And on the far end, not wearing night vision goggles,
But he could be.
but he could be.
Nah, it's okay. Sorry. Rob Dog 1991 or Robert Links. I messed that one up.
Rob Dog, 1991.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm just stuck on this. Like I'm looking over at
so
Ate
dumb.
because he's so quiet normally that I feel like you and I are gonna start talking and look over and be like, oh my god, I forgot he's got night vision goggles.
I
I'm
am
like
the
always
knight.
looking down at my computer, so I don't like. I look
You're
at
gonna
my,
look up and be like, oh.
or I look on the screen. I'm like, what is on his face? Did Robert do? Nope. Okay,
that's-
it's yeah.
That's real life.
All right, we love to talk video games. Everything that's new happening. Sometimes it's old, and we just vintage, and we like talking that too.
Okay.
Love to start off every show with kind of how our weeks have been, what games have we been playing.
Yep.
Claw in the chat. It says off No Jeans looks great wearing his new glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, they're kind of like glasses.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's so dumb. I can't
What's wrong?
take.
It's so
I can't
pathetic,
take you
okay.
seriously.
It's hard, man. It's hard to
All
take you
right.
seriously.
Robert, what games have you been playing?
Oh, well, that's gonna be fun. Let's start it off. So me and Ate were talking about this already. I started this week. I've done a lot of things this week, so I had some gaming time. I played some older games like Prototype.
Yep.
Prototype 2. I
It's
can't.
a
He
great-
just looks at
it's
me
a
and
great-
I'm like.
it's a great game.
Anyway, yeah. So I went on to like G2A, bought the keys, loaded them up. Realized that Prototype 1 is so old that it just like will not run in like 1080p, and I'm like, okay, I can't play this then. So I played Prototype 2, and it was just as fun as I remember.
Yeah, Prototype
It's
was
a great game.
It was the emo brother of
That's what
Infamous. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. To me, it feels more like GTA, where you can just cut people in half. But whatever, it's fine. Whatever you want it to be.
Infamous is like a GTA.
Yeah, it's open
He
world.
was just saying it's like Infamous in powers and
Okay.
abilities.
Okay. Okay.
Do you remember like
I actually never played it.
running along power lines in GTA?
Yeah.
Or up buildings?
Yeah, sure.
No.
Yeah, I
you're
do.
Full of crap.
I did it all the
Shut
time.
up.
Okay. I was a parkour
I said
runner.
GTA, not Tony Hawk.
I
There's
was a
difference.
parkour. Oh, not Eon Flux. Okay, so and then what else I did this week is Matthew. I worked on your birthday present because I couldn't give you anything last week.
Oh,
and I
I'm
put
excited.
a-
It's been under this black blanket.
Yeah.
So you haven't
since
seen
we
it
made
yet?
He hasn't seen it at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
know there's a black blanket.
I put a
here.
lot of work into it.
My birthday was Monday, by the way.
It caused me testing a lot of different games and variations and things to make it work. And I'm not gonna waste any more time. Ready?
Yeah, I
Two,
think
one,
so.
Ciao.
I can't see it.
Well, look at it. Get up. Get up and look at the
What
front.
is that?
Get up and look
I
at
mean,
the front.
It looks like an original Xbox.
That is true. Look at the front.
What is it?
Yeah. So I went out and got you an original Xbox, and then modded it, and then
no, you didn't.
filled it with a whole bunch of retro games, and got it completely perfect.
And then it's got like a Nintendo skin.
Yeah,
Much. That's
yeah.
Cool.
Yep. And it took a lot of work, lots of things. I had to open it up and clean it out and rip out some capacitors that
Like
were
it
gonna.
actually works.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
works. I even have you an HDMI connector so you can connect it to an HDTV. I did everything, and I'll
I'm
show it to you after the podcast. It's sick.
I am like going through.
It's cleaned out. I had to rip out like 4 capacitors that would have eventually leaked.
You had to put in your own ports, because that's.
Well, no, they had.
No,
it's
it's
the
the
same
original
ports,
ports.
but it has an HDMI converter that I got for it. So same exact ports. It's gonna be easy as plug and play. You turn it on. When you turn it on, the light's red instead of green, so that it matches the aesthetic. Yeah, lots of cool things. I'll show you all the fun games after the fact. But yeah, that was.
That's pretty awesome.
That's what I've done this week. That was
thank
fun.
you, sir.
You're welcome.
That's cool.
That's
Oh,
a
and
really
then
cool one.
the LED in the you said the
Yeah, the LED in the front is red.
Change it. You can change
You
colors.
can change it between green, red, and orange.
So
Whatever
I
you
can
like.
go through the original Halo with.
Oh yeah,
shade.
it'll play all
Like-
original Xbox games still. It'll do whatever you want it to do, and it has a whole bunch of emulators on it.
See, I'm gonna have to go through. Well, that's the thing said. My favorite thing about this podcast is the full body view of Matthew covering the whole screen.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
sorry
great.
guys. I mean,
Yeah. But it's got, I think it's got
Really, Audrey should've
Nintendo.
just
It's got the
handed it to me.
Nintendo Entertainment System. So it's got NES. It's got SNES. It's got Sega Genesis, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, like a whole bunch of stuff on it.
oh wow,
Yeah. A lot of
that's
fun.
awesome. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
you're welcome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Okay, what'd you do this week?
What'd you
Ante?
do, Ante?
Well, let's see. I worked a lot. I played this little game.
Shouldn't have had you go first. He's not gonna be able to top what
I know.
you did this
I'm
week.
sorry, Ante. You did well.
All right. No, I played some Gears, and then a little known game came out yesterday called Call of Duty Modern
Never
Warfare.
heard of it.
Yeah,
What's it about?
it's a
I feel like that came out a long time ago.
no, it's brand new. It's like a
No, wait, I
military.
think I know what you're talking about. It was that old game on like Xbox 360, right?
Yeah. Had the same name, right?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
No, that was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
I don't see the difference. They were
Oh.
they were pro Modern Warfare,
So
like
the
they were
game you have
for.
is an older version of Modern Warfare then, because it's not Call of Duty 4. It's just
Right,
Call
it's
of
the
Duty.
it's the first one that ever came out
Okay.
in the franchise.
And
Got
they
it.
were pro, like they were for war, but they had to be modern.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, continue.
And now
So-
now we're caught up. So this
Yeah.
one, it's just stating it's Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's not old Warfare.
There's no
It's-
stand either way whether or not they're for or against
You're
it.
gonna hurt me.
No, it's not.
Okay, that's fine. It's just the
Oh.
skin, whatever.
Okay. I'm glad that you're as like stressed out about that
I'm
crap
like
as I
biting my
am.
finger over here.
All right.
It's pretty cool though,
So-
guys, right?
So yeah, I played
Well,
some
that's
of.
the thing says he loves indie games, so this must be an indie game style thing.
Yeah, it's made by I forget Activision.
Oh,
This is
Activision.
the
Yes.
best day of my life.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Didn't they make the Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
No,
No.
That was
No.
an Activision?
no, I don't
No.
think so.
Man, oh well.
That's a snowboarding game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Made
I played.
by Insomniac.
Yeah.
Insomniac. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
I played some of that. Then I played another lesser known game,
Uh-huh.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Ah!
I'm sorry.
I
Oh, that's right.
That's
you
the
did.
game.
You did tell me. No bit anymore. You did tell me that you were playing the remastered all week in preparation for Call of Duty coming out.
Did not help.
Of course it does. It's a floatier version of the original.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
It's remastered.
the new game I only played for a little while yesterday.
Oh, but the
it
thing
was
says Call of Duty Neutral on Modern Warfare. That's the Swedish edition.
Yeah.
That only comes out in Sweden.
but no, so I played some of that and had a fun time.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I downloaded it last night while we were doing our podcast meeting, and I want to go home and play it, but I'm going to be playing D&D. So hopefully the D&D doesn't go too long, because I actually do really want to play it tonight, and it might be one of those playing till 2 o'clock in the morning kind of things.
Yeah, that's what
So
it
we'll
was
see.
yesterday for me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Now make sure you
Hello, let us know.
make sure you link your Call of Duty account to your PlayStation and your Xbox. That way you can cross play with your friends.
Do I have to have like one of those Game Boy link cables, or how
Yes.
does that work?
Yeah, you have to have the IR blaster.
Oh.
With the foil
Yeah.
outside.
Okay.
I love it.
Sweet. Well, we're learning new things today on the podcast. What did I play? Thanks, guys. I played
Well, you're the one that asked.
God
know.
of War. Boy.
Again?
Yeah, man. I'm just trying
Jeez.
to. I'm doing a bunch of the side stuff
Okay.
because where I'm going next, I know it's like towards the end of the game, and like even the little talking head dude, was like, before you go on, make sure your gear's tip top.
Yeah.
Because
like,
blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm going and getting, but like the stuff I'm finding, it doesn't even matter. Like I'm going on these, I'm hoping this last quest helps me. It's the quest of, you know how you go on the Dwarven quest? It's, right? You're looking at me blankly.
Well, it's hard to tell with these
You
things.
know our expressions.
No, I'm
Your
trying
eyes
to.
are
I'm trying
giving me
to.
nothing.
The
I'll say.
Dwarven quest where they send you to go find things that can help you on your journey.
Yes. Okay.
And it's always like, Atreus, like, I want to find this for the dwarves. Boy, we're gathering goods
you
for
mean the dwarf brothers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
gathering goods for our journey. Shut the up, And then he ends up going like, well, I guess that was useful, So I'm going on like I think one of the closer to the last ones because it's where like the two of them are together now.
Okay.
And Happy Brothers, and I'm going and getting that thing. Well, that's the thing. Said Matthew continues his pursuit of games made over a year ago. Hey,
That's true.
doesn't make him not good. Okay, I like being fashionably late. Also, I beat Spider-Man pretty quickly, decently quickly.
Yeah, as long as you don't do any of the side missions and stuff, you can
It just
get.
has to do with what games I can play in front of the little kids.
Mm-hmm.
Gears of War 5.
Yeah, that one.
Gears 5.
Actually, I can't play the story, but I can play the multiplayer,
Turn all
and
the
then
gore
I
off.
turn all the gore and cussing.
Because you don't know what's going to happen in the story.
Because then
walk
they just
down the
go,
hall and
and like they have sparks, but they're fully biological beings.
It just
So
fades out.
it's like Power Rangers, really. It becomes Power Rangers
with guns.
with guns.
With blasters.
So that's pretty much all I played this week, I believe. Yeah, what do you guys say we get into it?
Yeah, we got a lot to do.
Let's get into this
There's a
week
lot.
in gaming news.
Twigging.
Like the harmonies, there was a lot of stuff happening this week. Some of it's kind of just point of reference that we're going to give you guys a little news blast.
So here's a little bit for Ate.
That's how news blasts work, by the way.
Sounds like a
What are you
bird.
doing?
Sounds like he's letting a bird out of his hands.
They're news blasts. We
All
figure if
right.
we do this enough, Ate will get pretty pissed off.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I have to adjust my qualities. Apparently, Matthew, you're too quiet. Ate's too loud because Ate's sitting in the same seat, I guess. Oh, whatever.
I don't know. Did I?
I'll drop this and raise Matt.
Hey, thanks, guys. So,
Sorry, Ate, you're sorry.
like we were talking
It's
about,
okay.
Call of Duty came out,
Yeah. It did.
and you played a lot of it.
Well, I played a good amount of it. I didn't play any of the campaign because I didn't want to do that.
You don't want to waste the
You don't want to. You can't spare 4 hours of your life.
4 hours for a campaign.
In case you guys are wondering, the campaign's about 4 to 5 hours long. Which you brought this up last night, and like you were a little bugged about it. I don't give a crap. I don't play
That's
Call of
fine,
Duty
whatever.
for the campaign
I just like
Yeah,
campaigns.
at all.
I like campaigns. I do. And I just
Call of Duty, it's about the multiplayer for me.
Probably
It's a Brandon game. I get it.
the only like
It is. Oh, it's a total bro gamer game.
yeah, like the only.
But it's my guilty pleasure.
It's the only campaigns that were kind of fun were like Call of Duty 2 and I guess the original Modern Warfare. But
Yeah.
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 Did they cut things out from the campaign or?
Is it a whole new campaign? I don't know.
I think it's just because they added so much more, like what we're talking about right now. They add the special ops missions and all this stuff. They spent less time on the campaign because they realized people mostly play, your zombies
But was
or your
the
whatever.
original campaign about 5 hours? Because I don't think it was
On what?
the original.
I felt
Oh,
like it was
Modern
longer,
Warfare?
but
Yeah.
I could have been wrong.
I felt like it was way longer, but I could be wrong.
That
So
was
they-
back
so-
when campaigns were like important.
I thought it was at least 10 to 12 hours, the original one. But I could be wrong. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Look who it is.
Who's there? Oh, welcome to the chat and to the podcast. This is for a shout out to our friend. Every time he comes on, we got to give him the appropriate greeting. Welcome to the chat. Signor Leche!
Nothing?
Well, that's the
I
thing.
can't roll my R's or anything.
No. Ate can't roll his R's?
Nope.
And I can't whistle, so it's a trade-off.
No way. I can do something that you both can't do.
Well, no.
No, he can.
That wasn't a whistle.
That's not a whistle.
That's a whistle.
That's
Okay.
barely a whistle. That's barely a whistle.
Ate,
Give me a second.
Whistle Master, why don't you show him?
What the heck is
Why don't
that?
you show him what whistling is?
I don't know. What,
Give a little ditty. What about
If he whistles like a professional,
what about
like 1920s whistler, I'm gonna lose my
Mozart?
mind.
You know.
How about a little hamster dance?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, you suck. See? It's hard.
I'm blowing into
It's
the
hard.
mic. So
It's hard to whistle into a mic. I'm telling you.
Yeah, 'cause
Anyway,
it cuts off
anyway.
the stream.
So you can't roll your R's.
No, I can't
Wait,
roll
you
my
can't
R.
make a Wookiee sound then.
Nope.
I screwed up.
This podcast is.
Devolved. Well, that's the thing. Says Rob plays Call of Duty for the
You know what,
campaign?
man?
Question mark. Does he also use Grindr for meaningful relationships?
You gotta stop. You gotta cut this out, okay? I'm not the Michael of this thing. You can't just make fun of me like you make fun of Michael. You don't know me that way, okay?
I do though.
You do.
That's
He
why.
doesn't.
That's why I said
He
it. I
doesn't.
made it because it's freaking hilarious.
He doesn't know me that way. You can call me Chatsu, and that's it. That's as far
That's
as I'm
where I
gonna
draw
let
the
it go.
line.
No, but to each their own. Modern Warfare, PS4 gets exclusives. And they're always timed exclusives together for the first year.
Yeah.
They get a Spec Ops Survivor mode, which we already spoke about.
Yeah.
And then apparently they are getting. Let's see.
Night vision
Something special.
maps.
Yeah. What does the tweet say? It says nighttime and big maps.
Big Macs?
Let's see.
Is like what, demolition or something, or just bigger maps in general.
Getting pulled from normal rotation will be in the specific playlist in the future. I guess they're getting put in specific playlists.
Yeah.
And those playlists will be on PS4, I guess.
Yeah.
So, if you want more, we've already talked about this, get Modern Warfare for PS4. I downloaded it for Xbox because Call of Duty just needs to be played on Xbox. It's just
Came
a
out
thing.
Thursday night on PC, but whatever.
It came
I mean,
out all of
again,
them,
as
though.
long as
No,
you,
no.
as long as you
If you
bind
pre-ordered,
your,
No?
as long as you bind your account to, PlayStation and Xbox, you can still play with each other.
Sounds kinky. Let's do it.
I want to play. You guys
That being said, don't get it for PS4 in Russia because you will find that you cannot.
What?
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 Do they have Xbox in Russia? So you can get it on there?
I don't
they have
live
fun in
there. I
Russia?
don't. That is probably a no.
Because if you don't have fun, then you don't have Call of Duty. So, I mean,
They're probably competitive gamers, all of them,
okay.
and they get given steroids and have to rigorously train, so they don't have fun. Even their gaming is no fun.
Right, you're right.
So, that being said, nobody knows why, because Sony hasn't really released a statement beyond they pulled it from the PlayStation Store. Now, this doesn't. We don't know if this means that
So
it's
could you
not.
pre-order it and now you just don't get it?
There might be. Yeah, if you pre-ordered, it's full refund.
Oh, wow, okay.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is not on the PlayStation Store at all.
Wait, in Russia?
In Russia.
Or at all?
In
Okay,
Russia.
Got it.
Did they remove it because of the old no Russian thing? Is that why there's a stigma for
I
it?
don't know if they were trying not to anger. I don't know, but
You're going to make people more pissed by taking the game
the
away.
whole. And this is. It's not really spoilers, but one of the main characters is like freedom fighter that goes against the Russian
God,
regime.
the-
Something
The
I don't know, but
games, like, they depict literal things that happen. Like, you just suck it up. Like, suck it
Yeah.
up. Like, it's history, whatever. Like, don't get upset about it.
also we're gonna make every country is gonna have a bad guy because we're America. It's like
Yeah.
James Bond. Like
Seriously.
they can make American bad guys and they
Yeah.
can make it. We don't get mad. It's just
No, suck
there.
it up.
Anyways, their statement said, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a fictional game that has been thoughtfully created to entertain fans and tell a compelling narrative. Sony Interactive Entertainment has
Compelling narrative that's
decided...
4 hours long.
this is from Activision, by the way. Sony Interactive Entertainment has decided not to sell Modern Warfare on the PlayStation Store in Russia at this time. We look forward to launching Modern Warfare digitally in Russia on October 25th via PC and on Xbox, basically.
Okay.
Sony really hasn't said
Hey, whatever.
why.
They're Sony. They just don't want to do
It's
it.
just interesting. So if you're watching this from Mother Russia, don't go look for it on the PlayStation Store.
Buy
We're going to
Xbox.
quickly get through some of these going on here.
So are we done with the Modern Warfare bit now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah, you can
those
take
off.
that off now.
I
Thank
thought
you.
he was gonna do it all day, to be honest, and I was ready for it, but that's fine.
Well, that's the thing. Since Matthew went for the Rocky 4 reference and then backed off just as quick.
I didn't catch it. Sorry. I didn't catch that.
You didn't.
Rocky 4 thing.
Well, that's why I backed off because nobody was
I didn't-
catching that
I
I was
didn't
going
catch it.
Rocky 4.
Sorry.
And if that's the thing was here, he would have gotten
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. He would.
He would have gone with it with me.
You know, he moved to Oregon. That's his own thing, or Washington, or wherever he is.
One of those
Somewhere
states
up
nobody
there.
cares about.
If it's north of California, that's what it is. It's one of those two.
It's north at San Francisco. He moved to San Francisco probably.
There we go. That works. Two things, one desk.
Everybody's excited for Last of Us, right?
Yeah, I am.
Coming out February 20th, 29th, I believe, right? 2020?
Yeah.
Got your pre-order?
Yeah.
Ready to play?
No
Yeah.
changes whatsoever.
Too bad. It has
Oh.
been delayed till May. Sorry, guys.
So when we get to the end
May
of this trailer
29th,
and it shows
2020.
you the date, that's not right.
It's not right.
not right.
The
So-
end of this trailer
Not right.
is false
False
advertising.
advertising.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Oh, God.
They basically just want to get the game right, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann, the creator, Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date. He wrote a whole letter to our fans, but basically they want to make it worthwhile, and that is that. That pushes it to the next fiscal year as opposed to being in this fiscal year. That being said, there's a rumor now that because of that, because Ghost of Tsushima was supposed to be in the beginning of the next fiscal year, May-ish, it
It might.
might push it to the end of 2020. If that
Hasn't been
happens,
confirmed
So
I
yet.
will
Ghost
be
as well.
really pissed off because I really want to play that game.
Man, there's
Um,
lots of games that are just getting pushed away.
Yeah.
And we've always been of the mindset that take your time, don't
Yes.
rush it.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Unless
10
it's-
years,
yeah, unless-
then just scrap the game.
Just do it. But
You know,
I mean that's cool.
1 or 2 delays, okay.
And so Klaus has more time
Yeah.
for Rob to finish the
That
OG.
was in the podcast outline.
In the outline,
Yeah.
literally the way, because we give each other clickbait things. Literally, it says Robert has more time to finish Last of Us 1. That's
Yep,
what I put
that's
in there.
what's on there.
So,
What I read last night when I logged on to get the media. First thing.
hopefully it's not true. Which I guess it actually isn't pushed to the next fiscal year. It would be just inside this fiscal year, but it
Yeah.
pushes
Yeah.
it back in the
And
actual
Claw
year.
also says you can play it on most likely you'll play it on the PS5.
By the
Not,
time-
not
no,
made for.
no.
Not
So
made
Ghost
for it.
is Ghost. Yeah, but Ghost of
Not-
Tsushima, they're saying it's not supposed to be a PS5.
No, I
launch,
understand that.
Even in the rumor, yeah.
But if you do have the PS5, it'll
You
be
probably
backwards
play it.
compatible,
Yeah.
and it'll probably run a bit better because of the better hardware.
Will it, Ate?
No.
Will it?
No.
Okay.
They're not the only. Sony's not the only people that are having issues right now, or we'll say Sucker Punch and Naughty Dog actually. Ubisoft, or if you prefer Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
First off, get out.
Ubisoft.
But Ubisoft is also having issues. They had to push back Watchdog Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters.
Wow, I think I actually grabbed a picture that has representative of those 3 games, and I never opened the article. I got real lucky on that one. I just pulled a
You
Ubisoft background with
should've
3 games,
left that.
and
You
it just worked. And I was like, man.
You shouldn't have said a damn thing. 'Cause I just been like, oh,
Like
that
when
was,
you said the names
that
right
was
now,
good
like in
job.
my head it was ticking off. I'm like bing,
Dink,
bing.
dink,
I was like,
You're such a dork. So, well, I guess it depends on, their fiscal year, because I guess their fiscal year starts in April. So, like, mine's July. So, it's weird. I guess theirs is, maybe the fiscal year
Depends
for
on the
video games
company.
is
Yeah.
April. Yeah, I don't know. But earliest for them, we'll see any of these games is April. That being said, they are, and they haven't announced which games, they are planning to release 2 more AAA games within that same period. So these games got pushed back. Yes, we're not going to see them. That sucks. People are still playing Rainbow Six, so that's fine. Nobody's playing Watch Dogs, and
The other game.
the other game isn't even out yet. So that part does suck. But they're also saying that two AAA games from our biggest franchises. So one would probably
Assassin's
think
Creed or
an
something.
Assassin's Creed game.
Another Assassin's Creed game.
Probably not The Division.
That would be
I'm still
really
waiting
disappointing.
for a good Splinter Cell game to bring me back into it.
That'd be cool.
And so that's my hopes and dreams is that they're going to announce a Splinter Cell game that is
Like
just
an old-fashioned Splinter Cell.
old-fashioned Splinter
Not
Cell
the-
game
not the new
that's
stuff.
going to give us like I want Chaos Theory. I want that style multiplayer.
Pandora tomorrow.
Because the campaigns were good. Yep, here we go. Oh, here's the original.
I bought it for you.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's for your Xbox.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Speaking of Splinter Cell,
Splinter Cell. You probably can't see this very well because green screen, but
Yeah.
maybe you can.
it's phasing in, it's phasing out, whatever.
Phasing in. Boom, boom. I am hoping it is. Shoot, I'll take Chaos Theory Remastered. I don't care. I want to play Splinter Cell again, and I don't want a co-op online. I want a multiplayer online, like PvP.
Yep.
So that is that.
Oh man, looking at the back of this,
How
players.
bad it is.
Players
Dude, I
one.
know.
It does allow for one player. It does allow for in-game Dolby Digital. It is not HD TV with 480p.
It's 480i.
Yeah. Like
Dang,
that is
that
H-
480p.
that back then that was HD
I know.
TV.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
back in my day.
Back in my
So if
day.
you play this game, Matthew, create a new save file. Don't load the save file that's on it, because that's how I modded the Xbox. And so you would just try to remod it. Don't do that. So just play a new save file. That's it.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
probably text
Claw
him that
says
way he
Splinter
doesn't
Cell as
I
well.
know, right?
Also, you got that with Blacklist. No.
no.
No. It was not the game we wanted.
Never. Okay. Ooh, this one's fun.
Sony.
Yep.
They've been kind of going patent crazy. We know this.
And that's their MO.
You know, they release a lot of patents. Remember when we saw and this is before we had a podcast, when we saw the original patent for like the Move controllers?
Jokes were made.
No, we actually thought it was kind of cool.
I've made jokes.
That being said, they've got a new patent for and they're calling it a controller.
Yeah.
And you can see it behind, like right next to me, like see right here, right,
Yep. That's
right
the
here.
patent.
It's a ring. Some might call it a halo
I was
if
gonna
you're
say
in
that.
the Xbox
I was
world.
like, dang it, man.
It is a ring,
Oh, what's that shape called?
a
ring?
ring,
No, that
The
a
circle
circle.
of life.
no.
Circle of trust.
There's an actual name for that.
I've got my eyes on you. Can you
Love,
milk a cat, Ate?
love is like a circle.
Gosh, dang it, I know that.
Okay.
Claw says I could see it for VR. What it's described as. Well, I'm going to read you the description, and we'll all try not to
It's
get
kind
lost.
of a wordy description.
Yeah, we'll
too.
try all not to get. Don't
Okay,
worry.
got it. Ready.
Proposed is a controller which can suppress an amount of protrusion of an operation member from an external surface of a chassis, which, while operability of the operation member is maintained. That's one sentence.
Oh my god.
A controller, including a chassis and an
Circle.
operation member, which is slidable along an extension direction of the chassis with a predetermined position as a reference and is rotatable in a I can't say that word. Circumferential
Circumferential.
direction of the chassis, while the predetermined position as a reference, with a predetermined position as a reference, and at least a part of which is fitted into a recessed section provided in an external surface of the chassis. There was 2 sentences in that whole
What?
thing, and a lot of commas.
How do you patent that? That's
Well,
just
they just
like
did,
it's,
actually.
They just did.
I know, but like who approves that? They're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like,
Everybody clear on this? All right, let's move on.
Yeah. So
So
that whole paragraph
Poor
reminds
guy
me
in
of
the
that.
patent office. Like,
The whole paragraph reminds me. You've seen that one video of the fake and the slip curve of the. He's talking about like all these weird random things, the dingle hopper and all of that.
a dingle hopper.
Like it sounds like that. Like
Sounds-
you have
yeah.
no idea what he's talking about.
And so Claw's thinking this is VR.
Yeah.
We also have thought about this. We were talking about last night. Yeah, it could be something you slide on your arm, and that tracks the motion of your hand or your arm or whatever. It could also be an accessibility feature.
Imagine that with if it does go on the arm like here, and then you have the move controllers, better articulation of what's actually happening.
yeah, but what
Yeah.
does this register then if it's just on your arm? It's like, oh, his arm moved up. Why couldn't you just do a small box? Why's it got to be a big ring? See?
I don't know. I mean, there's things you could use.
I feel
that.
like it might be accessibility or a different type of VR peripheral,
yeah.
like we saw
And
the ring from the Switch, the fitness one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's not bad. It's just if I play any games where you're throwing stuff though, that thing's flying out of my hand. Like it's if there's a Tron game, that thing's flying out of my hand. I'm just chucking it.
well, it's
like,
supposed
oh.
to, right?
Yeah, and
Just
then,
throw
and then
them?
it comes back. It's
Yeah.
got a little string.
Yeah, it probably comes back.
could be
It's,
a bunch of broken TVs.
I mean, that's
Um,
what I got from their description is that you throw it like a boomerang.
I didn't get anything from the description besides
You
it has
gotta
a
read it a little
chassis,
closer. Boomerang's in there.
Chassis?
Read between the lines.
Chassis,
predetermined
chassis.
position.
Circumferential.
I wonder if it's something you can like slide up your arm. Like it's like, what if it's like you have it on your arm and there's like a digital like Mass Effect like.
Oh
That'd
no,
be
it's
cool.
a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc. That's
There
what it
you
is.
go.
There we go.
The heart of the cars. Anyway, so that happened, and we will hopefully find out what
It
the
actually
heck they are doing,
right.
because we are lost.
Yep.
And reading up on it didn't
Didn't
help.
help at all.
Anyways,
Let's talk about stuff we don't care
do we have the first photo, the PS5 dev kit?
Oh, is that where we're going? I skipped that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
That one's cooler than what the other stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We had seen originally the patent, because,
Yep.
Tony does patents,
We do patents.
like you
So
do.
you didn't grab the actual photo of the actual.
They're all just like.
Yeah, but there's like an actual
The
dev
actual
kits.
photo.
Is that not the dev kit photo?
No, those were the well, actually the one on the
Mock-ups.
right is. The one on the
see,
right
there-
is.
there's different
The one
dev
on the
kits.
left was the what do they call it?
Proposed.
Yeah,
But
the
they
rendering.
look
It looks
exactly
almost
the
the
same.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks sick though.
That's a supposed dev kit. Not every dev kit looks exactly like the thing that comes out.
Most of the time, they look way bulkier than the actual.
Yeah, they
unit.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Xbox One and remember the last generation Xbox and PlayStation were both literally just
Like
big
it looks like this.
rectangle boxes.
It's pretty much this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Um,
But even if it was that, I wouldn't be that.
even
mad.
if it's that's cool. I like the V. It's PS5.
Yeah.
It looks different.
Now, one thing I've noticed is that if you look on the top of that unit,
Elastigirl wants to know what if you put it around your head. Then it's an actual halo. Going back to the ring.
Oh, I thought we
then
were
it would
talking
be an
about this. I'm like,
actual
I mean, You
halo.
could try, but it's
We just didn't catch that comment before.
barely gonna fit.
Yeah. now if you look at the top of that proposed unit, there's two different like little feet on it. So what
Feeties.
if the actual unit, if this
Can
dev kit
flip?
does actually become more or less the real thing, if you flip it over, everything looks fine instead of looking weird.
It still looks. I like it. I don't think it looks weird. I think it just looks different.
I just think but
I like
you're-
all these air channels. It's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. And on the picture, because this is like kind of like
Yeah,
you can't really
yeah.
see scale. And on the picture that Robert should have gotten,
I'm sorry.
you can see that it actually is kind of a beast of a
Thick boy.
yeah.
It looks more like the one on the right than the one on the left.
Yeah, but look how big that thing looks like.
No, that would be actually pretty cool, Claw, if that was legit. Claw's like
I
the
think-
V is for you to insert your PSVR headset. That would be sick. I would love a place to put that on the console, but still, that's not what that is.
I don't know. So we'll see.
be.
That would be cool.
That
Oh, and it has an
happen.
SSD. You can't see it, but those little tiny white letters say SSD.
Well, I mean, we already knew that.
I know, but I'm excited to see it printed on something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, hey, SSD.
what's that little? There's a little like light on it too. Like what is that? Is that just the power light or?
What, right here?
Yeah, could we just
Also, it just says on it, and you can't see it on there, but where it says the PS4 symbol up there, it doesn't say that. It doesn't show that on the dev kit picture.
Got it.
It says Prototype 1 not for sale.
I wanted to buy it.
Well,
So what's Prototype 2?
exactly. It has 3 USB 3, the 4 USB
Wow,
3 ports on the front.
In the front.
And
That's
then
not
a
even the back.
standard like USB. It looks like it's a USB 2, and then a. I can't see what that is.
So and another thing too, there's like a bunch of little lights on the left side of it. Up to like.
They look like media controls.
It looks like no on all these right here.
Yeah,
There's like 8 of them, so I'm guessing
Oh.
that means like a
controller.
controllers.
Controller 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
To 8.
That's really cool.
Because that's like the PS3 had the capability of doing that. I know the PS4. I don't know how many controllers you can hook up to it.
You can do 8, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought
They're just
4.
not a lot of
Yeah.
games that
Yeah.
use it, but I'm pretty sure.
It's only like sports games really. They could use.
Yeah, because
that.
Can't Brawlhalla go over 4, and I'm pretty sure you can
Yeah.
you can connect all the controllers to it to play
That's
it.
nutty. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a lot of holla.
that's a lot of holla.
That's a lot of holla.
Holla, holla.
Okay. Okay, moving on.
Gave us a show.
Something we
Claw
really don't
says,
care
and
about.
Claw says, and it sounds like a jet.
Will sound like a jet. Yeah, if it has those
Yeah.
giant. I mean, if they didn't have the V, it would sound worse, Claw. That's the whole point. Get all that air going through there.
Anyways, I didn't want to talk about this.
But
I
you
don't
put it on
really
there
care,
anyways.
but I put it in here because we
See how fast we
probably
can do this, guys. Okay.
probably should. Payday 2, everybody's favorite game, right? You guys
Yeah.
love Payday 2. You're
Yeah.
probably playing. We didn't mention it in our games we played this week, but we all actually put about
Is 2 out already?
3 to 25 hours into that
Yeah.
game this
I'm more
week
of an army
alone.
of 2 guys.
Oh my God.
but-
Oh, you're more of an Army of
We're not
2
talking
guy.
about other games. We're talking about
Oh.
Payday, so we can get through this fast.
Payday 2 came out in 2013, which
Jeez, I
seems
didn't even
like a
realize.
really long time ago.
Because it is.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
Because Starbreeze, the creator of Payday 1 and 2, also Overkill's The Walking Dead, they're not doing so well.
Oh, really?
Who would have thunk?
Weird.
That's your flagship franchise. And the one you tried switching to didn't work. So, their game plan, and they're basically what they said is they are filing for kind of, it's called corporate like restructure.
Okay.
It's not exactly saying bankruptcy,
Basically bankruptcy.
but it's basically bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And they have a new game plan. And what that means for everybody that's been dying for this to happen, they are going back to creating content for Payday 2. We got more
Woo!
DLC coming for a game that came out in 2013
Why?
that nobody played.
Why?
Um,
How's that going to save you?
there and they have to apologize because they have to break a promise, everyone. They can no longer give all DLC for free for the people that paid for the Payday 2 Ultimate Edition that was basically for forever free DLC. Unfortunately, now this new DLC 6 years later is not within the realm of forever. So you now have to pay for this. This game costs $8 on Amazon. I looked it up.
$8.
$8.
How much is the DLC?
They are now coming out with a they're coming out with a Legacy collection, Payday 2 Legacy collection. If you want to go, this is going to be a new version of Payday 2 that comes out, and then you get to pay for DLC. Also, you could pay for the DLC a la carte if you wish. Actually, you still have to anyways.
Is it like
But
a remastered Payday 2?
nope. Oh, it's just Payday 2.
Is there like a cult following that
I don't
like
know, man. But
like 10 people are still
Somebody
playing this?
tell us why this is important.
I know.
Because
I know.
okay,
So there was a boardroom meeting because they're going bankrupt, right? And they're like, man,
Well-
we're down $5 million. They're like, how do we make it up? And one guy in the end, he's like, how many people we got on Payday 2 right now? Some guy's like, 50 people. Okay, we're going to come out with new DLC. Everybody's going to buy it. $100,000 a pop. We're back in the green.
we're back in the green. We charge everybody $100,000. We're gonna make this.
Back in the green.
Well, that's the thing. Says 6 years is a lot longer than forever. I guess he's right.
Yeah, but in video game time, is it? Is it? Like 6 years is a
Claw
long
says
time.
they can't sell Payday 2 Legacy on consoles since they haven't updated it in forever. No, there's updates. You don't understand.
This
they're,
is what's
They're
happening.
going back to creating new DLC for Payday 2 because everybody was waiting for it. Never mind that I want my KOTOR game. Lucky me, I get Payday 2 again. So that's what we have to look forward to. And if that's not enough, everyone, don't worry. It's not just Payday 2 DLC. On the horizon, we are going to have Payday 3 coming out by 2023. You see, the money that we're giving them to create
there's
content
no
for a
way.
game we don't care
There's
about
no way.
is going to help fund a game that we also don't
care
care about. So, happy news for everybody.
So they think that this DLC thing is gonna A, save their company, and B, give them enough money to come out with a whole new Payday 3?
I guess.
Like, who?
They have this
Who's
structure.
making this idea? And it was just like, yeah, this will work.
And they have this whole financial roadblock that they have, and they're gonna roadmap. Yeah, well, it seems like a roadblock to me,
Yeah.
but roadmap, and they're going to, have funding rounds and all this stuff. And don't worry, everybody,
It's a
your favorite
financial
title of all time is coming. Claw says, I am surprised they don't just port Payday 1 content into 2 to sell it for $60.
Why would
You are a marketing genius. They are going to now do that.
They're like, hey, that's
And
what the
nobody's,
legacy pack is. Like,
no one's still going to buy it. So,
When they show the first trailer for this at E3, it's going to be like 10 people that start clapping.
it's going to be,
there's one guy in the background, woo! Woo! It's like, yeah, man, I got you.
Everybody else is like,
just blank stares.
Everyone else is like Blizzard on their own events. They're like, boo! Come on, with something new!
And don't worry, the Starbreeze is they're very sorry that they take breaking this promise very seriously.
Yeah.
And
So
they
seriously,
they are
like,
they are
come on,
very.
DLC.
I don't know if you guys remember either. They were the ones that last year, their like CEO got caught for like insider trading and all this crap, and their whole place got raided. And so they like had all this, like we talked about on the podcast, and they had all this like financial breakdown. So they're like struggling
Man,
on top of it from that.
they should have just given up. Like
Yeah,
the second that
like-
they Payday 2 wasn't working out the way they wanted. Like, hey, let's not. Like, let's do something else.
I don't mean to bring up another Rocky reference, but remember when Apollo didn't throw in the towel? He got murdered.
So that's what we're expecting here.
That's what I think's going to happen
Just
for
full-on
Starbreeze.
Murder. Murder.
I'm sorry, nobody's buying this game. Like, maybe junior hires are like, hey, that looks cool. I want
Yeah,
to
but it's
heist. I
gonna
want
be
to
like
do
the
like
only
a
people
bank
that are
heist.
buying this game are gonna be kids that don't even know what the first two Paydays are. They're just gonna be like, oh wow, Payday 3, that looks cool. Like, because the people that played Payday are done with it already. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
Also, the
point.
people that play Payday don't actually play Payday. They play GTA. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like that's where the multiplayer shenanigans happen.
Anyway,
yeah, 'cause
so
the only people I saw playing this were, again, kids at Disneyland.
yeah,
That was
That was
Disneyland.
Disneyland, an
Disneyland.
old land
I was
center.
like, why was this game at Disneyland?
No.
But, okay, Disneyland. That was a long time ago then.
Yeah.
So-
only little kids were playing. That's about it.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
not. That wasn't.
It
A good
didn't.
sign
It didn't.
then.
It didn't last too long there.
It's not a good
well,
sign
it's
now.
back. Don't worry. It's got legs. This thing
It's got
gonna go.
legs.
Might even go for forever. We don't know.
It's got legs.
There is a new
Oh yeah, this
console-esque
is
thing.
cool. Esque.
I'm gonna let you describe it because
Okay.
I didn't want to look at it. I'd heard about it, but I want you to describe it. So,
Alright.
what is it? What are we looking at? What's behind me?
So that's
or
called
us.
the Analog Pocket. So it is
Ooh.
a Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance console. The reason I call it a console is because it's not an emulator. So you need the actual cartridges to make it work.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
hardware,
that's cool.
But the hardware of it is current date. So we're talking like a 1440 screen that is more pixels than most cell phones. It's got like, what was it, Ate? Almost like 3 times the pixels of a Nintendo Switch.
You said it was like
Or pixels per
471.
inch. Yeah, like so like the Switch had like 230 and this has 660.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Well, it's
like-
a smaller screen.
Yeah,
it
but-
makes sense. You can fit more in it.
But that's the
That's not how that
that's
works at
not-
all.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Smaller screen, more shut up. So it's a 1440p screen, LCD, all the colors. It's got a removable
cracked
battery,
myself up,
USB
sorry.
charging, or USB-C charging. It's really cool though.
That is cool.
Like the fact that you can play your retro games on new.
And it's got a dock as well.
Yeah, it's got
so
a dock that
can
allows you to
play
put it on the TV.
I
Pretty
really
sick.
want that, except for I don't want to go buy the old games.
But
So
if you have
that's the thing, yeah. So what I was saying, if you have them,
you can,
it's worth it.
yeah.
If you have them, it's worth
It's worth it. If you don't have them, it's only worth it if you want to spend the money. Because
Yeah.
you're going to have to go find those old games. But if you have some like cartridges laying around that
I'm
you
sure
really
a lot
wanna
of
play
people
again,
do.
and you don't want to have to bust out like the old GBA with the freaking light connected to it, then yeah, you can do this.
The Game Boy Advance didn't.
And how
have
much
a light,
is
it had
this,
a
is this going
backlight.
for? Like,
The original Game Boy
Okay,
didn't
Game
have
Boy
a
Color,
backlight.
man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. This
How much
does all
is this
three.
going for?
it's like,
$200.
No.
So it's expensive. But if you
it's
really like those old cartridge games, this is the way to do it.
it's
I
very
appreciate
sleek.
the
It's
very
technology.
sleek,
It is
yeah.
very sleek. I 100% appreciate the technology. This is for the person that already has that Game Boy collection. They're the ones
Exactly.
that go and have multiple Game Boy Advances in different colors. They're Game Boy Colors, the original Game Boys, the Game Boy SP, and they have all these games for all of them, and they have to pick up each one to play it. Now they can just start plugging and playing, and now that just becomes a display collection.
Yeah.
So this is for those people, the diehards. I got a buddy at work that's exactly like this. I'm going to go back to work and
He'll
tell
love
him
it.
about this because
Yeah.
he's going to run out and buy it. Is it available now?
Very, very soon.
Okay.
Very, very soon. But the cool, and it also for whatever reason has like a music production program on it.
it's got,
Like you
it's
can
got,
make music on it.
well, it also has a built-in DAC, so
Yeah, and a built-in DAC, which is
Which is-
pretty cool.
yeah.
actually. But yeah.
good volume if you have a headset and all
So
that.
this thing is gonna be like the best cartridge console for those cartridges.
Okay, I
that
missed
you
this
can get.
comment, and I want to
go
go
ahead.
back
Yeah,
to
I
it.
agree.
iMerks, talking about the payday, says, I got the game when it first came out, played it for 5 minutes, then gave it away. This game is trash. They should give up.
That's what
Agreed.
I said.
Yeah.
They should give
Yes.
up. I agree.
Agreed. Sorry, I missed that comment when we were talking about it. Yeah, so this is actually really cool. For me personally, I don't want it. I don't, like, if I had the collection, yes.
Yeah.
For me personally, what I've always wanted since the fateful day when it was no longer, it was thrown into the Mount Doom in Mordor,
Come on.
my Game Boy,
Ah.
original Game Boy. I want an original Game Boy. I want the original games on it. I want the Peter Pan game. You remember that one? Hook? That's a Hook, yeah.
That's a fun one.
What was that ice game? The Penguin Ice game?
Penguin Ice
Oh, that was on a calculator, wasn't it?
No.
Cream. Holy shit.
Oh.
It's like you're like shuffling things to the other side and then shuffling
yeah,
it back.
yeah. I want the OG, just to play, just to have it. Like that. I don't know. Those are cool. That's just nostalgia for me.
This is nostalgia times
More
10.
third-party Nintendo peripheral type
Ate, I
things.
saved this for you.
Ate
You're
hasn't
gonna
seen
want
this
to
yet
go
because
down.
he didn't want to look at it.
Nope.
We all know that GameCube
Look at
is
that.
the best controller
Look at
ever
that.
created for Super Smash Brothers. Well, you can now get Joy-Cons that have the GameCube setup, button configuration.
I get a C-stick.
You
I
get a
get a
C-stick.
C-stick.
Also, think about it this way: you can put those into the handle too, and when this is played docked, you can play it.
I wonder
so you
if
don't
it
have to go
feels-
find.
Will this work
Wait a
on
minute.
this Switch Lite?
No, it has its own controllers.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's
Switch Lite
got.
doesn't work at
It
all.
doesn't. You
Know
can't
that.
take
Why would
off
you even
the.
ask
Why
that?
don't you just break off the controllers and put those
For
on?
breaking up the time. Anyway, when you slide this into the controller dock,
Uh-huh.
in my head, remembering what the controller dock looks like,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's actually going to kind of look like a GameCube controller.
Yeah, I think it'll feel
Because
like
like
it.
it has like the little nubs on the sides, like
Mm-hmm.
some of them do when you slide them in. So you could get ones that are pretty similar. That's cool. I like it. And is Nintendo coming out with
Well,
this?
that's the thing. Says, but I already have a GameCube controller for the Switch. Nobody asked you.
That's fine,
I'm
but
just
guess
kidding.
what? Now
Actually,
you have
if
a wireless one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, now it could be wireless. I mean, obviously, if
think-
you
yeah.
Well,
if you
maybe
want to
they
be
do if they have the weird dongle system.
yeah,
fine.
if you want to be like close and have the GameCube controller, yeah.
I'm sure a GameCube controller feels better than this, but this is still pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, GameCube controllers are
Like,
obviously
like
the
this
best.
is what
If
it's
you have
trying
the
to mimic, like the GameCube.
Not everybody has that. This also gives you for the portability. You can, whoosh, and then when you go on the road, you got that.
Oh yeah,
GameCube
that's
feel.
cool. You can just clip it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I am
Interesting.
curious. Well, that's the thing. Is it wireless with like a dongle from like the original
Oh,
GameCube?
no,
or
it's
are
the
the
new-
new ones
They
actually
actually-
wireless?
they actually
No,
made-
it's
they
they
actually-
made the Smash Brothers GameCube looking controller that's wireless. When the game came out.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Um,
that's what he has. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
This means this is really cool for like when you take it on the road and you're, you know,
You
or
that's
if
what
you
do
enjoyed that
when you play on
Joy-Con
the road?
feel of like having the not having control like this, having playing like this or
Yeah, but
whatever.
Who
I love the
pref-
And
nunchuck because I can
who
just
makes
sit
who
there.
this?
prefers this?
Not like this. You're not like like you're like
No, but I thought you meant like when it's into the Switch. Like if you prefer playing plugged into the Switch like this,
No.
go for it. Like no one prefers that.
Anyways, it's a thing now. I think it costs $60,
That's
which
it?
is actually cheaper than
It's
getting
cheaper
a
than normal
controller.
Joy-Cons.
Yeah, or the Pro controller. So
Well, it's third party, so I mean.
yeah,
Shut your mouth.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has a system
right?
that
That is
No
pretty
Jeans
cool.
actually really wanted to talk about.
Well, I just thought it was interesting.
It is-
No, it
it
is.
is
It is
interesting.
interesting. So that's why I'm passing it over to you because you would want to talk about this in general. Tell us about it. What's going on?
Well, they're basically, I said borrowing. You're saying
still cool.
they're basically incorporating a similar mechanic that Shadow of Mordor has with the different enemies. As you kill them, they get they become like they get knocked off, and if like how does it work?
It's like a ranking system
yeah.
where all the enemies are ranked based on how strong they are in like a
Yeah.
pyramid-like shape. When you knock off an enemy, their spot gets replaced by
By,
someone else
like,
that
an
like
underling.
powers up, and underling
Yeah.
will power up into that spot. So like eventually, yeah, you can beat everyone, but it makes for a game where the enemies constantly progress. So like as you beat someone will take their place and become that much stronger.
And
It's
in Shadow of Mordor, everybody had a name. So I'm wondering what characters are
like,
adding to the
yeah,
game
that's gonna
of
be
Star
kinda
Wars.
cool.
So that's interesting.
Because they named every single enemy
In Shadow of Mordor. So I
in
wonder if they're
that
gonna do
ranking
more.
system. So that means there's gonna be a bunch of new characters added
had,
to the
like-
Star Wars
I'm
universe.
not sure I understand this because when I watched the gameplay of this,
This game.
it was
or
very
Shadow of Mordor?
action RPG. When
Yeah.
you killed somebody, they were just gone.
Right.
Yeah, but those are like base level people that
Yeah.
don't matter.
There was like bosses
The
in
bosses in the world are the ones that are
like
getting
you'll see
ranked.
their name on the
Mhm.
map. Like you see a bunch of goblins or whatever on Shadow of Mordor,
But
and
then
you
they'll
just
be
kill
like
them.
Groggy
They'll be
and
like,
Paler.
yeah.
You're like, oh,
and then if
Okay.
you kill him, another underling takes his place.
the second he dies, that little screen pops up, and it's like this is the new ranking, and like yeah, he'll fall off, and then someone else will take his place. And then you play the game, you continue from where you were, you keep playing, and then
And-
you'll run into somebody else, and they might be higher up or lower up based on what you killed.
So it doesn't make the game harder.
It might, depending on who you kill. So if you kill someone and then they're replaced by someone
There's like
else,
revenge stories now, like Kill Bill style.
There actually, I think there was like
Yeah.
there in.
So
I'm
Shadow-
just trying to comprehend.
Yeah,
This-
in Mordor, certain bad guys actually didn't like each other, and like when you'd kill one, they'd say something like "Aha, serves you right," and then somebody else comes up. Like there's a whole like crazy.
So that guy might
system
help
to
me
it.
now because I killed somebody else.
No, I don't know if it's
No.
gonna be like that. It
Okay.
wasn't like that in Mordor, but it could be in.
I'm
the
just
Star
killing
Wars
everyone,
universe.
so we're okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I do. That's how I play.
Yeah, interesting. The other interesting point I saw about this is the when you die, you don't get any XP, and it kind of goes back to like, I think they were saying it goes back to the last manual save point. Let me make sure.
It's like a normal game.
It's kind of like Dark Souls.
You just die and you go back to whatever the last main event was. Well, that's kind of crappy, but I mean, it could be cool.
Yeah, it kind of seems like you. Let's see who's saying this. Yeah, you lose all XP gained.
That's kind of nutty.
And your killer usually gloats over you.
Yep, that's normal.
I guess incentivizing un-Jedi-like revenge, and they
Oh, that's actually gonna be
now
kinda
make them
cool.
glow orange to make them easier to spot when you go back. You get your XP back.
when you kill them.
When you kill the
You
killer.
only have to damage them to get the XP back, I guess.
Oh well, that's something. You just hit them and run away like ha.
I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm just excited to play the game. So it'll be interesting to see
It's gonna
how
be really
all the
cool.
mechanics of it work. I'm already excited about the fluidity of the combat. But that's what that is. Death.
Stranding.
Sorry, I was reading a comment from what that's the thing. But we're so far past that, I won't go back. Death Stranding. It's coming out November 8th. We're all excited.
Pre-order.
They put Conan O'Brien in the game.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. I watched a video this morning.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conan is, I don't know if you guys ever watch his show.
It's
He's
decent.
absolutely clueless when it comes to video games, and it's the funniest thing.
And I think that's the bit is like Clueless
Yeah,
Gamer,
it's called
right?
Clueless Gamer. Yeah,
so-
he's. They put him in things, and sometimes all of a sudden he gets it, and it makes sense to him. And most of the times he just gets destroyed, by.
This is not the game.
And
for
it's
him.
just funny watching his reactions to things. In this one, he was doing the Conan O'Brien in Japan, like around the world show. He was in Japan, and
Went to Kojima.
Kojima invited him over to Kojima Productions. That studio is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and it's just this podium, a white podium with like a ring basically on it, like the Ring doorbell, but not really the Ring doorbell, but like that. And then you like press it, and then this receptionist talks to you in Japanese. And he was like, and then it's got like a card scanner on it too. And it's funny because like he's
so
like,
I wouldn't
he's
make
like,
it past the front door.
No.
Go in, they just start talking Japanese. I'm like,
Yep.
ah.
yeah, exactly. And so like he's like, well, I didn't bring. I was supposed to bring a card scanner, so he's trying different cards. Like he tries his Costco card, and then it opens. Obviously part of the bit,
Yeah.
but it's funny. And then you walk into a tunnel, and it's just a white tunnel,
Glowing white. It's
glowing white tunnel with the Kojima Productions mascot with the flag, full life statue to scale in the middle of it. And
then
it's just
you go
like,
through and he opens up to the whole.
yeah, then it opens up to like the actual studio area
So
where
what was
they're.
the Payday studio again? Stargaze or Star?
Hey, what's up, Wicked Minds? He
Because they're
said.
definitely not doing as well as.
No, they're not
Kojima
doing well as
is.
Kojima.
They don't got no fake receptionist
Yeah,
swinging door crap. Nope.
but it was pretty cool. And he goes in, and he's never seen, because he doesn't pay attention to anything in the world of gaming. He watches
pays
that
enough
trailer
attention.
with Guillermo del Toro, and
He's just like-
Matt, and literally he's watching. He's like, "What?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?" Like, and he's like, "Wait, that's Guillermo. What is what?" And so he'd make all these jokes, and then they invite him to be in the game, and they'd use the 3D cameras and
They scan it.
scan him. So he will be.
They put little dots on his face.
And the last note says Conan being put in a game is just hilarious.
It
What's
is.
funny is he's actually been in quite a few games. He does voiceovers for them and stuff. He actually has a lot of connections in the gaming world. He just doesn't understand them, like how to play them, or really pays attention to what's happening with them. But he was in Halo 4. Him and
I
Andy.
don't watch
yeah.
movies, but I'm a big deal in the movie industry.
big- yeah.
Okay? I know all the actors. I just never watch what they do.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of cameos. But he was in Halo 4. Him and Andy were two like random people in this port.
Yeah, just little
like
NPCs that nobody-
NPCs.
Now I need to
He
know. I need
always
to see
makes
this.
random appearances. So it's kind of cool. You'll be able to see Conan in Death Stranding, which comes out November 8th. You won't be able to see though Cliff Belinsky, the creator of Gears of War, the original game director. He was asked to be in it. Actually, he was asked by Kojima to be in Death Stranding, and which would have been cool. It would have been a little more of an Easter egg for somebody like us that knows who Cliffy B is. Like Conan's gonna be funny, it's gonna be cool, and it'd be interesting to be like, oh, that's Cliffy B. Like
Yeah,
in this game, it
yeah.
would have been cool for us. And it's nothing more than that. It's novelty. But he actually denied it because it was when Boss Key Productions was going downhill. Like everything was going. He
Wasn't
he
the
was
time.
just not in the right state of mind to want to be even cameoed in a video game because everything's going downhill, and he was about to go into his like lay low phase.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no Cliffy B, but it would have been cool to see him. At least we got
That
Conan.
would have been kind of bad optics too. Like if like somebody could spin that like, oh, you're selling out. You're doing a cameo
Yeah,
for Kojima
exactly.
Productions. Like,
Why aren't you worrying about our game when you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can get it why
Yeah.
you want to do it.
Now, does Kojima just like go to these like industry hangouts or parties and just like ask people, you want to be in a game? Like, hey, you want? Come be in my game.
He's that
Come be
kind
in my
of dude.
game.
Have you
Like,
played
that's-
his games? He's that
Never.
kind of
Like,
dude.
I've never met him. I don't know. So, but like,
So this is interesting though because these are the only ones we know about.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna
who
be
else
playing
is
that
gonna be
whole
in the
game
game?
looking for cameos.
it's obvious he's looking
Yeah.
for people.
He's looking to
Like,
put people in it because it's his
yeah.
production.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have to tie it to anybody anymore.
Yep.
It's just like whatever I want to do.
Nobody
This
can
game's
tell
gonna
him.
be bananas.
It is gonna be
It's gonna be
bananas.
just straight up bananas.
So that is that. Google Stadia, everyone.
Be ready. This is a fun one.
Google
This is fun.
Stadia. We
love
love Google Stadia.
They're great.
We love what they tell us is going to be the future.
You just-
That's funny. Google Stadia is fulfilling its promises right off the bat. You remember that we said if they come out and are able to do what they said they can do, we will 100%
100%. Old man podcast.
turn around and say we were wrong. Technology has surpassed us. Google Stadia comes out. Let me make sure I get the day
soon.
correct. Yep. November 19th. If you pre-ordered it, you got
days
like,
after
you
my
know, there's a
birthday.
Founders Collection and then the one after that. November 19th is the release date. And, you know, we talked about all these other people delaying their games.
Yeah. But they're
Not Google Stadia. Google
No.
Stadia holds to its promises. You are getting it on November 19th. That's the release date. Wrong.
in blue if you pre-ordered.
That's when they're going to start shipping them on a first come, first serve basis. And you might not get it till like December or January, depending on when you actually ordered it. So it's not a actual release date; it's a
Like,
ship date.
Who does that?
Every game company.
You're telling me that you pre-order a game console?
No.
and you
No,
don't get it that
No,
day?
yeah, that's
What
ridiculous.
game company does that?
No, if
A
you
lot of-
pre-order a PS4, you get it. They'll tell you the PS4 pre-orders are sold out, and now
Yeah.
you're on. Now you're on. You know, you have to wait for supply. But
Well, they
this
are
is
sold out.
no, but this is literally the people that orders the Founders
Pre-order.
edition. Like they got in on the pre-order.
Like, if you don't have enough consoles to supply your pre-order, you don't allow any more pre-orders. You stop it.
Yeah.
They just went ham with it, and now people aren't getting their
Well,
consoles.
here's
like,
the thing. Like, I understand if the Founders edition was pre-ordered and that sold out. We knew that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's officially
That's
sold
sold
out
out.
everywhere.
Officially sold out, and then they
Everywhere.
opened up another one. Okay.
Maybe
now
that
more
second
people.
one
Yeah.
you're not going to get right away.
And they should come out saying, by the way, the second one you might get towards December. They're saying literally the people that ordered that first Founders
them.
edition might not even get it because it's first come, first serve. And it's not even might not. There's people that won't get it until December.
That's so frustrating. That's like...
Why call it a release date?
No, this is
Why
an
not
iPhone.
just call it?
This is an iPhone bull crap. This is like when like, oh, we released the new iPhone. Verizon doesn't get it for 3 weeks, so suck it up. Like
Yeah.
what?
They should have called it. Here's like a soft release.
So, yes.
We're gonna start opening. Now they get everybody's hopes up, and the release date is the 19th. But you're not getting on the 19th,
Depending on.
and that's not how consoles should work.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
pre-order a console, unless you walk in the day before and like I'm here, but the day
Yeah,
before,
it's like obviously you're not gonna get it. Yeah.
If you pre-order, especially the Founders Edition, you should get it
That day.
that day.
Like whenever I've done a pre-order with the console, I get it that day. Like when I did it with the Super Smash Switch thing on I pre-ordered through Amazon. And Amazon had it delivered at my doorstep at 8:30 in the morning that day when it came out.
Yeah.
Like so Nintendo not only created the right amount of pre-orders but got them to the distributors in
Yeah.
time to get them to you the day it came out.
Usually when you say sold out of pre-orders, it means we had this number. We had 1 million consoles to sell. Sorry, we have 1 million pre-orders. Not we have pre-orders. They're sold out. We don't know how many we had actually.
Yeah.
We're just gonna start giving them out on a first come first
Hold
serve
up,
basis.
let us start making them.
I wonder if whoever was producing it for them
Messed up.
messed up or something.
Maybe, but like that's another thing you gotta have down too.
This is just
because
not the way to
It's
start.
not the way to do it.
This
no.
is not like we were already talking about how we don't believe
I've
in
already
the
started
technology.
collecting old man stuff. I have a collection. I was ready. You're proving me right, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, like to me, this goes back to Google doing the over-promise, under-deliver, and they're literally starting with the release date.
Like the very first thing.
The very first thing.
People haven't even gotten their hands on it to critique your console, and it's already going downhill.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's a
bad.
console like the
Console.
new
It's like a cronut
the new
console.
cronut. Yeah, the new hipster fad. It's So last note says that is not okay. We
not
agree.
okay,
It's if anything, you should have delayed the release date, just like the video games did. They're gonna go. You know what? Release date's actually gonna be January 1st, just so we can handle all the pre-orders that we had and get them all out. And then after that, it's gonna be as we get them out.
It's gonna be like
then
the
it's
Nintendo
gonna be
Switch.
like the Wii when you
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find it anywhere.
Anywhere.
But guess what? When you pre-ordered a Wii, you got it.
That's the point of pre-ordering.
That's
is
the
you
point.
Get it
You
when
get it on the
comes
day
out.
of.
That's the point.
And if you miss the pre-order, you miss the pre-order. You
Yeah,
don't get
gotta
the day
wait
it comes
until
out.
It comes back. Yeah.
So it's not a good
Ati's
way.
been awfully quiet because I think he wants to support them slightly in this. But what do you think?
I'm thinking more that it's probably more of a manufacturing. Whoever's making it for them, I'm guessing they couldn't make them all in time, so that's why there's a delay. Like
So maybe they told him it was, go ahead and do pre-order for 1 million. We got you. We can manufacture that much.
Yeah,
and
and
then
then, like,
somebody
they
slipped
couldn't
and
do it.
died in the
It's like-
Stadia machine factory.
Yeah, and it's like, oh crap, we only have like 75, 750,000.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd run those companies slowly, but I would have wanted to see all of those consoles stacked before I even went out and said how much we had to pre-order. That's
That's
just
what I
me.
feel. Yeah.
But I get that that's not for fast.
Maybe there was a fire. Maybe it just burned.
Maybe.
But I feel like you would come out with the human element and be like, hey, guys, our factory burned down.
that,
That's why.
yeah.
Not just go,
Whoopsie.
yeah, actually, you're going to get them first come, first serve. Excuse me? No,
Watch-
we pre-ordered. We are
watch
first
they're
come,
doing
first
this
serve.
because they know
No,
their
no, no,
servers
no.
aren't
Pre-order
strong
just
enough.
means you're getting them first come, first serve when we decide to get them out. No. We are first come, we paid to get it that day.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, but not really.
There's one guy. He's like, "Sir, I don't think our servers can handle everybody logging in at once." It's okay. We'll let it out in waves.
In waves.
No one will know. They'll log in 2 to 3 people at a time. Easy.
So, anyways, that's Google Stadia news. Again, we cannot stop talking
It's
about
gonna be
them.
every week.
They
because
make the
they
news.
do it themselves.
Yeah. It's annoying. Speaking of people that are
Make the news.
maybe don't know when to stop, we'll say that. Blizzard. This one was interesting. Not only do they ban people for saying free Hong Kong, free from football. Have you seen that commercial? They are forcing people to change their guild names
Yeah.
because they are offensive to.
After they were
Nobody
already
knows.
approved.
Yeah, nobody knows who they're offensive to, but they're offensive to somebody. And we
Maybe
don't know if it's Blizzard
somewhere.
or somewhere, but Ate, what was the first one they got?
So the first one of the guilds was called Gay Boys.
Well, that's because they were probably making fun of gay people,
Yeah,
right?
because they're all gay, actually gay.
Oh, they were gay boys in the.
They were
actually boys
they were
that were gay, so
literally-
they were just literally.
It's a real happy.
So
for
that's
gamers.
not offensive to.
they were
They weren't making fun of anybody.
they were
No, they were just
essentially they
categorizing
were
themselves.
labeling themselves as what they really were.
Oh,
satirically or real, whatever. They enjoyed it.
Yeah.
okay. Well, the next one definitely had to be Blizzard. The next one was what was it?
Make Azeroth great again,
Oh
because
my god.
the country of Azeroth, as you know, has been
Been going downhill lately.
going downhill, and
The Horde has a new leader. I don't know what's going on.
So they were probably like
Not
big
my war
time,
chief. I'm
like
sorry, I can't.
big time.
That's it. I had to let it go.
They were probably like neo-Nazi like people, right? Like
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Got it.
that country has a big, story, like bad story that
yeah,
it's
It's
just
got big story, bad
big
story.
backstory.
Yeah.
No, basically these people were like So the gay boys, literally.
I love this podcast.
Hello, gay boys.
see that might be a little.
That's a
No,
lot.
that's a reference.
Maybe that's what they were referencing. Who knows?
That's from the original Hangover, Hangover 1.
Oh yeah.
Ken Jeong when he sees a hello, gay boy.
Okay, okay, move on. So
Anyways, they were forced to change their name because that's offensive to somebody. Blizzard never said who, but apparently it went
now it's
against.
Happy Sirs.
It went against the.
Happy sirs. Yes.
See.
Light and low for gentlemen. They were forced because in both these instances it went against the code of conduct and naming guidelines of blah blah blah. Like no, they're just literally gay dudes. Like
People that want Azeroth to be the way it used to be, you know? Like,
Yeah, and like Azeroth, they were just making like fun of
Of
Play
a
on
like
words.
fictional
of a
place.
fictional like
Yeah.
they were like doing a play on word, and they even like so they came out and they said they were forced to change, so your name will be forced to change, or you'll be permanently, banned. So this it'll be gone, and so they fought it and got it changed back,
good.
and then it happened a second time.
No, come on.
Yes. They came back and said, nope, sorry, you can't do this. And, like, they just made a whole shtick off of, like, literally, like, okay, we're going to build a wall to the north instead of the south. We're going to build a wall to the north to keep out the orcs. They were literally playing into the
Who's going for it?
lore
Yeah,
of the
going for
game
it.
and having fun with it. And they even point out, like, they've got reference of, like, look, all throughout their game, in their lore, they use characters to be, satirical and
Or allusions to certain people.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
give
don't
reference
say
to
it, but it's
certain
obvious.
people,
Yeah.
and they're like, they do it in their own game, and they're getting mad at us. Like, we're not even taking a political standpoint anywhere. And they got forced to change their name again too. So Blizzard, they suck. I'm sorry.
They don't know what's going on. They need to take their PR team and just like scale it back.
Yeah,
Hey,
scale it
come
back.
back a little bit. You guys are going a little crazy.
They don't know what they're doing.
And it's obvious that they're like their PR doesn't know what the other foot is doing. Like somebody is going to fight to get their guild name back, and then win, and then Blizzard is gonna come back again and say no, just kidding. Like, did you not write a note somewhere that they already went through this and that they earned it? Like, did you just not F it? No, we're gonna go again. Like, why? Like that's so stupid.
I don't know.
It seems a little what's the word I'm looking for?
Childish.
Dictatorship-ish.
Dictatorship-ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
It seems a little like no, we're for humans and people and everything as long as they do exactly what we want. It's a little dictatorship. I won't throw out certain names
Because it's too political.
because people will come back and say, I can't believe you called them this person or these people. But I will say it seems a little dictatorship that ish that people can't call themselves what they really are. Like
Or what they really aren't. It's like it's a fake thing. It's
Like-
I'm sorry.
if the gay boys came out and their name was like how do I say this PC wise? How do I say this on a family podcast?
You got it, man.
Hold on.
He's putting two and two together.
Trying
to make four.
Male genital lovers, but like think of a worse way of saying
That's
that.
still pretty bad. but
Yeah.
Still pretty hard to get past
yeah,
that one,
if
but
they
yeah.
if they came out and said something like, "Hey, we're blankety blanks," 2 words. Think about it.
Phallic Myers.
No,
I'm
Yeah, well,
trying. I'm trying my best here to make it work, but it doesn't.
I was going more the oral route. So if they if they came out and they're like, "Hey, we're team blah blah blah," I get it. You can't say that on the game. Like there's a blah, but they came out. They're like, "Hey, we're boys and we're gay."
we-
Put that together. We got a pretty cool name,
Are you
Gay
saying
Boys.
there's something wrong with either one of those words, Blizzard?
Apparently,
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's the
I don't
thing.
feel safe being a boy anymore. Blizzard's gonna remove me.
See, Claude, you have to
No,
be
yeah.
careful.
Yeah, Claude,
Yeah.
and Claude can type whatever he wants. We're not gonna say it.
Um,
But yeah,
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
that's pretty funny though.
But alas, no, I was not.
No.
I'm not gonna explain it to you. That's not gonna happen.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, so Blizzard once again putting their foot in their mouth.
Putting their foot down and there's nothing beneath them. It's like whoosh, just flying through the floor.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I got what he's saying. They're like putting their foot down, like no.
But there's nothing there. So
But
they just-
yeah, but really they have the power. Like they can do whatever they want.
They can, but they're making some dumb calls.
Dumb decisions because all these
you've
people
got-
are gonna go to Riot Games.
You've got like everything against you right now,
Yeah.
Blizzard. You need to make some good calls, or else it's gonna be sadness. It's gonna be sadness for you.
Hey, do something that puts us in a good light. Go out there and just do something. I don't know, get back in the people's.
Good PR.
Good PR. I got you, boss. All right, yeah. Okay, let me know when it's on.
What'd you do? I banned the
What'd
gay
you do?
boys.
I banned the gay boys. You did what?
It's like,
Oh.
it's like, damn it.
No. That's too. You can't attack the left wing. Attack the right wing. All right, we banned the Make Azeroth Great Again. No.
Like, ah!
Anyways.
If you weren't my nephew.
Damn. Claw says it's a reference to being lovers of tea. They like a nice cup of tea.
No, the
Dang
the
right.
tea bag dippers.
I just.
That would come from Claw.
Yeah.
Damn tea lovers.
Anyways,
Okay.
let's get into the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty is where we like to break down one topic, probably a little too much.
Yeah.
Or
We get into the
a whole
nits and
podcast.
grits. Like our
Grits
whole
and the nits.
podcast. Yeah, like our whole podcast, we do that. Like, we
The
just
grits,
dive
the
deep,
nit-
go
the
on
nits.
rabbit trails.
I forgot about
It used to be, that way, but now it's
It was way less fun back then.
Yeah.
This now is where we take usually more of a controversial topic, like the last one wasn't.
Yeah, this one, this again isn't a super controversial thing. but
What
it's very
really was,
serious.
what really is, as we get more into the podcast, the topics do get more and more serious, kind of, or controversial. We'll say
I mean,
that
we started
controversial.
with this, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna get pretty serious.
We started with game delays. Now we're at Blizzard hating gay boys.
There's a lot of news this week.
Yeah, and
Blizzard?
and that's a direct quote, by the way. Blizzard hates gay boys.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Yep.
Word around.
Now they're gonna have to defend that with their PR crew. It's gonna be amazing.
Make Azeroth great again hat.
Yes.
With a Blizzard hates the Cowboys Day shirt. Done.
Oh, I want that. I want that shirt. Like, I want to
that
see.
hat.
I want them to make a
And then
logo for their clan. I'll wear that shirt, and I'll make a
Wear it
make
to
Azeroth
BlizzCon.
make Azeroth great hat again. That'll be awesome.
What would they do if you went into BlizzCon with a jacket and the hat in your backpack, and then you put the hat on and you took off your jacket?
It'd be
and you
amazing
walked
if
around
everybody
BlizzCon?
showed up to BlizzCon in that. It'd be amazing.
That would be great. Like, there you go, Blizzard.
That'll be their Guy Fawkes movement.
Yes. Claus said, "How are you just only getting to this segment?" You know, we're
That's the end
actually
of the
flying
podcast.
pretty
Yeah,
well.
We're not bad. It's
Um,
we've been an hour and a half, not even that.
The nitty gritty, through breakdown, the nits and the grits, and we really get down into the weeds.
Even the description for the nitty gritty. It's a nitty gritty.
Yes. We're not talking about Blizzard this time. We're going to go on to other developers, more beloved developers, we'll say. People that we actually respect a little more than Blizzard.
Waiting. Just gotta let go. Holding this click for 10 minutes.
Claw says, "Can the description of this podcast be three straight males talking about banning gay boys?" No,
Never.
because that's going to go back on us.
We're not Blizzard.
It needs to be talking about Blizzard
We're not
banning gay
Blizzard.
boys.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a whole cultural, say, within video games that, and it's really any work you do. As you reach deadlines, it becomes crunch time, right? When you hit crunch time, that I love that whatever you're trying to do didn't work right now.
Well, come on. Crunch time. There you go, crunch time.
You're so dumb.
I held that click for
For
like 3
so
minutes
long,
waiting
and
for
then
you
you
to
finally
transition.
had.
Hello.
Crunch time is, everybody's aware of this in your normal job. Like I said,
Until it's
deadline
so
comes,
sad in that workplace.
you have to get what is
Oh
going
my gosh.
If you're listening to the audio version, by the way,
I don't know if we
sorry.
can show this.
sorry.
if you're listening to the audio version, there's funny things happening behind us about crunch time. This guy just got angry and started punching his computer. And
There's more?
Running over the desk. And
Running
this
over
is
the
a
desk.
compilation of people that are overworked and get upset because of
yes. So basically, crunch time, everybody knows it. When you feel it, it's stress. You feel overworked. This guy's now throwing his laptop across the freaking room.
Wow.
And that guy just handed it back to him.
it. Take it.
In video games, it is one of those things that's exceptionally prevalent. People have been trying to figure out how to battle it, and some people don't. One of Bungie's biggest reasons for leaving Microsoft was them feeling like they were told to hit deadlines that were impossible, or if they gave a deadline and wanted to push it back, it was, no, you're going to have it ready for this release date. So they actually
Sounds
keep on
like,
going.
it sounds like what Microsoft would do.
Yeah.
It would rush Bungie.
But it's not just them. It's Claw wants to know if the video behind us is No Jeans playing Gears of War. It is.
It's just
These are
like
all
it.
just videos of No
It's
Jeans
just
playing
like it.
Gears of War, and just throwing his controller.
Yes.
She's trying. Okay.
Okay. So
Anyway.
So what's interesting is we have three big names. We've got Respawn, who they're the people that are doing Jedi Fallen Order.
Mhm.
They're also the ones that did Apex.
Mhm.
We've also got CD
Titanfall.
Projekt Red.
Yep.
They're the ones that we're waiting for Cyberpunk 2077,
Mhm.
like one of the most anticipated games for this generation. And then we have Crystal Dynamics, which are the people that are doing Avengers.
okay, so 3 companies.
3 different companies. And it's actually all across the board. These are huge people, huge companies that are
Physically big.
physically, yes, they're all physically big.
They're all big people.
Every one of them.
They're very upset about overworking.
Now they're gonna say we're fat shaming people. We're all overweight here. Besides Robert. Robert's a twig.
Fat boys.
Um.
Let's do it.
Anyways,
I'm huge.
it's interesting to see how people that are putting out these big games, what their approach to it is. Let's see, is it Respawn that does it? Hold on. I want to make sure I have this right.
It's okay, me and Altair are pretty entertained here.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
We're working.
Respawn put in the approach. They're changing it. It's not really, and like we've seen this affect games, right? We've seen this affect games.
On different various levels.
Yeah,
yes.
various levels. We've seen it where a game comes out and it's garbage.
Let's talk
Mass
about
Effect
that.
Andromeda.
Yes.
Rushed.
Horrible.
Rushed.
Horrible.
Halo Reach, rushed, brought in another development company to help make it
With the
passable.
with the multiplayer.
With the multiplayer to help make it passable. That developer went on to then take on Halo.
Arkham
343.
Knight on PC.
That's support. We're not going to talk about that.
Hey, they rushed them and they did horrible.
Ports are different.
It's the game development.
I'm talking original game.
They developed games, okay?
They ported it.
They did some development. They ported.
You need some development.
Altair agrees with me. I know it. But it's okay.
We've seen it affect games on many levels. And we've seen a lot of people be unhappy and leave studios because of this, because they feel overworked and all this stuff. So how do you battle this? It's interesting because Respawn is taking a completely different approach. It's more of like that the Google environment approach of in their workplace, of like really come in when you want. Work the hours you want.
Just get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah.
But also, it's okay if you don't get it done. We're not trying to make you, like, if you want to work more hours to alleviate maybe a crunch time later, or, you know, if you want, it's a different approach.
It's like communal.
Yeah, it's if you want to work extra hours, if they're saying it's your choice.
Choice.
Oh, it's interesting. It said people that worked after hours were actually given meals. They were given support. It
that's
wasn't like you're
sick.
just like working there to work there.
Now,
and
how big is this company?
I'll take it
that-
down, okay?
Respawns?
No, it's like, I want to work there. What's going
Well,
on?
it's got to be big enough that they're working
Yeah.
on at least 3 different games:
Yeah, so I mean,
Titanfall, Apex, and this
Yeah,
game.
and then-
So it's
yeah.
got to be big enough to work on those 3 AAA titles. Well, Apex is a AAA title, I guess, but at least 2 AAA titles.
And you've got to be pretty big to have that kind of
Yeah,
system in place where
leniency.
you can come and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means that you must have a pretty large employee base that,
For that to even
any
work.
given time there's enough work being done.
yeah.
Which is
Whereas
nice.
this
But it
looks-
has less to do with that as far as what I mean is you still have each team, each game has their own team.
Yeah.
You're really not going from like one to the other. Like you're working on this, you're
Right.
working on this. So imagine like 3 separate studios. So you still have a lot of people that you're working for your game.
Yeah.
Like if you were a smaller studio.
Okay.
It's more just the fluidity of not making their employees hate them. Like a
That's
lot of
always
people,
nice.
say, like, if you want to keep loving video games, don't get into the video game industry because it starts becoming a job, you know.
Yep.
So that's one approach.
That's why Ate loves cooking equipment.
And Claus says Titanfall got delayed for a while, so there are some
Yeah.
consequences for that.
But
Oh,
they're okay
Titanfall.
with that. But
Yeah.
that's the thing is their approach is, even if it gets delayed, we'd rather life is more important. They say make time for your hobbies, make time for, your family, everything. This is a job. It's work. We do want this project to get done, but it's not worth
Yeah, I'm
ruining
guessing
your life over.
At some point, there is a hard line. Like, okay, all right, you guys are going too crazy.
Yeah.
Please.
It's more of a respect us, we respect you.
Yeah.
Like, come in and do your work, that kind of thing. And it's actually really cool. CD Projekt Red, a little different approach. Theirs is more, we work really hard. And they've apparently been working really hard, like crunch time, for almost like the last year, because they've been trying to get this game out. And they said, some people can't handle it. We have people that are new to the game industry come in and go, this is going to be awesome, and then leave within days because crunch time is that difficult.
Days?
Okay, so Respawn has
pretty
312
weak if you
people.
leave
That's a pretty
days.
big company.
Um,
It's kind of like that. Kind of reminds me of like the original Sony Santa Monica when
Oh yeah, that's
they
a
were
good sized company.
when they would work on the old God of Wars. Like you can tell, like they have like crunch time. Everybody and their mom is like at their desk, trying to get it done. That's how like Joe's brother, he worked on God of War like the last year. He was working, and then after that he was like, I'm gonna go somewhere else now.
yeah.
So I mean,
It does affect people. And, like, you can say, well, you have more people, so you can get... Like, everybody has a job they're doing.
mm-hmm.
Like, your job is important, no matter how big, like, your game is. Like, you're there for a reason. So, and if you notice, like, a lot of... If you're in the corporate world, just throwing more people at a job doesn't really make it any easier, like, especially with specialty things. Like, so, yeah, they can have 312 people at that company, but they're all working on something... And yeah, maybe there's a team for this and a team for this portion of the game and a team for this portion of the game, but they still have deadlines and things they have to work on together that makes it stressful, no matter how many people you have, just because of the how big a game could be. God of War, how big is that game? Oh yeah, it's a little game. Yeah. It's interesting, and CD Projekt Red takes a different approach. They feel that the crunch time brings a vibe of, what is it? Basically, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the pressure brings a vibe of, like, determination and
like we
kind
can
of
do
keeps
this.
like, we can do this. It motivates them.
It's like a rallying.
He says kind of like in a healthy way for them. A lot of people are like, yes, we got this. We're going to beat the, like, they feel they're creating that vibe there.
I'm sure.
I'd be
Feel
interested.
that way, but I'm
I'd
sure
be
some
interested
people
to
would still
see what the employees there
Yeah,
say.
would say, yeah.
Because, yeah, you can say it all the time as a CEO. Like, I mean,
This is what we do. We're great.
yeah, like, I motivate, like, and it might be true, but
They're doing the whole
just the
Independence
fact,
Day
yeah,
speech to get them going.
we will not go quietly into the night.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Apple
Well,
says
he might
that.
actually because he's leaving. Bye.
Apple says that, but they've had histories of like employees working like 48, 72
Well,
hours
that's
straight.
that's a
Yeah.
Chinese factories over
Straight.
there that
No,
kill each
no,
other.
we're talking
Like
like,
in-
early
yeah.
Apple,
No.
like Cupertino.
But then
work that hard.
he says it's they said it's not for everybody because they're trying to keep the project under control, and because of that, these crunch times exist. The stresses are there, the overworking is there, and so they said it's not for some people.
They got a
It's
plan.
interesting for me for the CEO to take the approach that everybody has a vibe of determination. Maybe people bought into what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily mean that what you're doing is automatically working and is best for the employees, because there's people coming in going, no. If it was really a matter of like this,
It also depends on the employees and their work ethic. I mean,
True.
Yeah.
If,
Not
if
for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yes.
you have a good work ethic and you get that, you're probably going to be fine in that
Yeah.
company. If you're a lazy nobody,
I would say that's one scenario. I would say that it obviously depends on the person, But it also comes down to, what if you come from some place like, Respawn, where people value your life outside of
It's gonna
this.
be different.
It's different. You go into this and you're like, this is not how a game has to be made. I'm not saying one's wrong or one's right.
And obviously not being like
I'm just saying
dictators. Where
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna kill yourself.
And we don't have to
over
say
it.
they're like being super selective.
Yeah.
Like, not for everybody means like we've all met that one person
Yeah.
who has a hard time just keeping a basic job.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this would not be for them. Like
Yeah,
they would
yeah.
never.
And we're
ever
not
be
we're,
for
we're
them.
not trying to talk about them. We're talking about the general employee.
Yeah.
Like, what's best for the the hardworking general employee. It's an interesting dynamic to go from that to the CD Projekt Red.
And then what's the
last one is Crystal Dynamics. They are a little more kind of a in between. They're more, they want you to work. They have the normal hours. They're not like the free flowing come in when you can and leave when you want. They're more, they understand crunch time exists, but they also want to keep everything balanced. They have
It's
a
a little bit
family
of both.
first mentality.
yeah?
You're not missing your kid's birthday party for this video game.
You're bringing him here, and he's sitting next to you while you work.
No.
Happy birthday, Brian.
No, and then what they said, here he is right here, Scott Amos. This is one of the things that I tell my team all the time. If you have a kid's birthday, then go take your kid's birthday. Like, what are you crazy? Like,
Yeah.
they understand that life is important too, but they're a little more like, here's the hours. Now we're working overtime because we have to get
So it's
crunch
a little
time.
bit of both
It's a
then.
little bit
Yeah.
of both.
And again, this is
And I appreciate that approach too. For
This
me,
was the Cyberpunk game. Right?
no,
that's
this
what
is
that
this
was.
is Avengers.
Okay, Avengers. Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
kind
keep
of-
that coming.
I would say, for me personally, I kind of feel like the CD Projekt Red, the cyberpunk approach, that's the old school way of doing things,
Yeah.
and I kind of feel like that's the reason we have issues with some games. Like, the more you overwork your people, the more you push them. Like,
Again,
because
this is only during crunch time.
yeah, crunch time.
Normal,
yes.
like there's probably just a fine,
Yeah.
It's like the 6 months before launch. That's when they're,
It's 6 months to a year or whatever.
It's expected, yeah.
But their approach is, I mean, we had a whole studio leave a giant publisher because of this approach.
yeah.
It's the approach that, like, yes, we love this. Yes, it's our job, but it's also an art. It's also a game. Also, life is important. My family is important. Like, so it's an interesting thing. I would say I'm a little lean more towards maybe more Crystal Dynamics approach.
Good to have both.
But I do like,
Well, you see, like with CD Projekt Red, they're only working on like one game, so like you kind of see that with the one games studios where that's all they're doing, and they're taking a while to do it. Whereas I can see like Respawn where they're making multiple games every year.
But you're responsible for your game. You're
And-
on that team. It's like having multiple small studios within one big studio, if that makes sense.
And then Claw in the chat also says too, as far as Respawn, this is, to be fair, they also have EA money to support them. So
Well, yeah, this isn't money. This is about hours and what you do with that money.
Yeah.
But, like,
CD Projekt Red has 887 employees.
it's pretty big too.
that's
That's really big.
That's almost 3 times as much as Respawn, and they're working on 3 games, not just
And,
one.
and CD Projekt
So I
Projekt
wonder
Red
how-
was the middle
how
company, right?
crazy
The one
that-
that was like, we're determined and we get things done with 800 people.
I guess.
Yeah, I can see that going boing, real fast. Like that's.
but then if you have that many people,
But it
working
also
on
could
it-
be
yeah, what is it? Just
the-
like a drink the Kool-Aid thing?
It
Like
could be
everybody's, like,
the
we're
country
determined.
because they're a Polish country, so
Oh.
maybe it's
They got that weird Polish work ethic.
maybe it's the like this kind of thing would be unheard of, and we do this here. I don't know.
It's like the old farmer mentality.
We're always determined. We don't
Yeah.
take breaks.
So I would say the larger the company doesn't make like I would say that
Makes
that
less
goes out the
sense.
window. How many employees
Yeah.
they have goes out the window because we have a smaller studio working on 3 games, able to do that approach.
Yeah.
And how many employees does Crystal Dynamics have? Let's see.
So we're the 800 employees working on a single game?
Claw says they also have GOG, whatever that is. GOG.
Good old games. The website. You're laughing, but that's legitimately the old name of it. It's a PC game site. No, it's not. I'm kidding. I totally got you guys going. That's G2G.
Let's see. Employee counts. 327 employees. So they're more in the Crystal
Wait, no,
Dynamics.
I was right. Sorry, I got sidetracked. It's GOG. GOG.com. It's a PC gaming site.
Okay.
See?
So, but you're looking at people that are in the 300 realm, working on multiple games. You know, Crystal Dynamics is working on Tomb Raider and Avengers. It's interesting to see that they can take this approach. A large company can't, and maybe it's just they're stuck in their ways. Maybe that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and
It could just be a cultural thing.
yeah, it could be a cultural thing. I think your employees will appreciate you more if you appreciate their time and life more, and not the bottom.
It's also more difficult
Bottom
to manage
line.
800 people, though. Like, if you give them the freedom to work when they want, like, that's got to be hard to manage that many people, too, though.
It's way easier with a cattle prod.
True.
Some guy at the front, they enter the office. He's like, how long you been at work today? He's like, 4 hours. He's like, get your ass back in there. You feel like you got enough work done today? I don't know. How about now? No, not yet. Right.
So it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if you can take a stance there. I know what's ideal for me, but I would say that I just, I don't know. It's just different approaches. Just interesting to see how 3 big developers do it.
Yeah.
And they're not failing.
They're
That's
not
the thing,
failing.
too.
But here's the thing. How long have we been waiting for Cyberpunk 2077?
So long.
Even in crunch time with that many employees, we still haven't gotten it out, and it's been years.
Granted,
too,
though,
it
they've
is
been trying to make it perfect.
Yeah,
I understand that.
It's not like another Madden coming out. It's like
I
this-
understand that, but my point is,
Madden.
the question that I have is, would it come out faster if people felt like they weren't overworked and stressed at work? Like
But-
that adds another approach of like, it's hard to focus sometimes when you're just like everything, So I don't know. It's interesting.
And they could all just go the Google route and have like a whole bunch of employee services, but look how that worked out. They can't even get the study.
Over promise, under deliver.
So I mean, yeah.
Anyways, so there's more just discussion on
Yeah.
way things are working in the gaming industry right now,
Look at this
different approaches.
And we'll see the the results of how they do their
Yeah.
stuff. When Cyberpunk comes out.
I'm excited though. It looks good. I can't wait.
So,
Game
anyways,
Pass for me,
what do you guys say we get into the claw?
not the website. Pet.
The claw is the chat lobby ass. This is where we turn our show over to you,
Claw.
the viewers,
584.
the people here right now, on the show. You can ask us any question, ask us anything about video games or whatever, and we kind of like, if we didn't touch on something, you're like, hey, did you guys hear about this? What you tell us, and we'll talk about it. This segment can, last 30 seconds or 30 minutes. While we're waiting, we will tell you that you can follow us on CMG_Gamecast on Twitter and everywhere else on any social media at Casual Misfits Gaming. If you want to listen to this in the future, you can.
SpongeBob, Squidward, when he goes future. You know what
I've never.
You never
seen
watched
that.
Oh
one.
my god.
If you want to watch the video version, don't worry, it has the audio as well. We didn't take that out of the video version. It's all encompassing. You can watch that on. Yeah, I know.
We record
Shocking.
video too?
Yes. So you can see the cool things happening behind us, like the GIFs that Robert painstakingly put into our backgrounds.
Took some time. You tell me those weren't
You
great
can-
gifts.
You can watch it on YouTube at Casual Misfits Gaming. If you want to listen to the audio on your way into work or in your cubicle, because you're not supposed to be watching stuff or whatever at work, you can. They will know. Especially CD Projekt Red.
Just 'cause it's not Wi-Fi.
You can listen to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, really anywhere that you can get podcasts. We're there. Listen, have fun.
I found Claw's topic.
We're not no again, Jar Jar.
Miso thinks you're wrong.
Claw wants to know, so with the breaking news that the Queen has 2 birthdays, Boxing Day, and a bonfire night, do you want to rejoin the Union?
It's called a union.
So,
No.
We broke away from a union.
as tempting as that is, we live in freedom. Therefore, we can also decide to have 2 birthdays. We can go to the beach and have a bonfire if we do wish, and we have plenty of boxes with which to have a Boxing Day.
What accent is that?
I don't know. It's a little bit of both.
It's just
it's a little bit of mix of all kinds of.
it's just a random weird accent.
He's just trying to hit everything in the union.
So because of this, no, thank you, sir. We will not be joining the Union. Also, the tea goes in the harbor. So,
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong.
no, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong.
Mama's right. Okay.
We're gonna stay with America. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I will visit. I want to go to London.
Are there any?
I'm a
weird
big Chelsea
laws?
fan, actually. I'd love to go to a Chelsea game.
Are there any weird laws out there that you can get arrested for doing things that we could
Oh,
do in
sure.
America? and
Probably
not
what
get
we're
arrested
doing.
for? I'm just curious because I want to know like what.
Yeah,
Claw's
I'm sure
afraid to
saying
do.
I'm sure saying free Hong Kong and Hong Kong gets you arrested.
No, I think they're.
They're okay with that.
I think they're
That's,
against
that,
Hong
that,
Kong.
that one's good.
I think they are fully against Hong Kong.
Yeah, that one's okay.
Oh, EA's gonna put their games back on Steam. Well, that'll
yeah,
be great.
They were hinting at that.
You should just read the whole comment
Sorry.
so people
Claw
listening.
wants to know how I feel about EA putting their games back on Steam. If you couldn't get that from me saying that, but yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
that's,
give respect to the person asking the question.
I mean
is what
that's
meant.
cool. I'll have no reason to open up Origin anymore, and that's a plus.
Did you ever have a reason to open up Origin?
Command and
Battlefront,
Conquer.
Yeah, my Command and Conquer games.
I still play that.
I have all of them. I bought the whole freaking pack
Yeah.
on Origin because it was super cheap.
I'm still mad at EA right now because remember what happened to my Apex account?
No.
Oh, something about
happened?
getting.
Remember how it got
banned.
hacked?
Well, how's that their fault?
No,
You
no,
didn't have a good enough password.
no.
That's
What
on
their
you.
fault is they won't reactivate my account
Oh, because it got
because
banned.
that
It got
guy
banned
hacked.
for
Well, that's just
hacking
for
cheating.
Apex, or so I thought.
It's your whole
Until
Origin.
I bought the brand new Plants vs Zombie
No.
Protect Neighborhoodville or whatever it's called for Jude, and it won't let me log in because my account is locked. Like my whole
They
EA
Origin
account.
banned you?
So by them banning me on Apex Legends, they then just locked my account
Yeah.
in general.
Can you?
Yeah,
and you
you're
haven't-
banned from
I've
Origin
sent them
now,
2
like,
different emails, one for
that's
Apex
so
and one for,
frustrating.
and they're supposed to respond to you within 72 hours.
Nope.
I sent one last Saturday and I sent one on Monday, and I've heard no response. Basically, I'm pissed off at EA. EA sucks, and they need to reinstate my account because some Chinese hacker hacked my account.
Wow, that's so crazy.
And
Talk
yeah,
about-
I like the second I found out, I changed my password. I told them, hey, the second I found I changed my password, I didn't know it was being hacked. I said I put 3 hours into Apex.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing it, and now I've got like 36 hours. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did to get banned because he said he was cheating. He probably
You
used
could just see
aimbot
where
or
he logged
something.
in
Yeah.
from. I guarantee you it
Yeah.
wasn't California. It's like they're like, you sure you weren't in the Philippines, Matthew?
So
the
they
last
still
3
have not
months?
gotten back to me. Poor Jude, who I spent money
Aw.
on this game. He keeps like, have they responded yet? I'm like, no, kid. Like,
Sorry, Plants
I'm
vs.
trying to like,
Zombies.
I'm at the point where I'm about to like create a whole new account,
just
but
rebuy it.
it's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like,
That's dumb. That's really dumb.
yeah. So that's where I'm at with EA. Elasno says, hey now, whereas I will not join the Union, I adore just about everything British, and I would love to visit your country.
Corgis are nice.
Yeah, we can get those here.
Corgis are cool.
Yeah.
I know we can get them here, but like, they're cool.
Glorified Swift.
You know what we'll do for you, Claw?
What?
Glorified
Swiffers?
Swiffers.
Man, that's good.
Claw,
Corgi
next time
skating.
it's one of the Queen's birthdays, you let us know and we'll celebrate here on the show for you. Okay, so you feel like we're really.
Can we
Really
do that?
embracing.
Can we
Yeah.
have like
I was being
tea,
serious.
And we'll have like finger
And
foods on like a
crumpets?
fancy tray and some pewter shit, and this will be good.
Finger sandwiches.
Finger sandwiches. Can I get one of those big hats? You know,
Nobody knows what you're talking about anymore, dude.
all English stuff. Okay, like pewter
English
is an
stuff.
English thing. They,
All right.
yeah, tea and crumpets and. Cheerio,
Oh,
Governor.
Claus says, as far as law goes, you can't be drunk while riding a horse. Well, that's just a DUI. That makes
It's obvious.
sense.
You can't
we
even
have
ride a
it-
yeah.
bike.
We have
Yeah,
it over
like
here.
Yeah.
same thing here. Yeah.
And a pregnant woman. Is that supposed to be is or isn't? But it says is.
Probably
Is
is.
allowed to pee in a policeman's hat.
I mean, if you're pregnant, you gotta go. You gotta go.
You
If
gotta
the only thing
go.
around you is a policeman's hat,
Now, if it isn't, it's weird that it's
that it even has to be a law.
specified
Yeah.
just to
yeah.
pregnant women. They're like, I feel like nobody should be allowed to pee in a.
Oh,
This is good. This is
I've
funny.
actually heard of these.
This last
Says
one is.
handling Oh, I've heard this.
A
Yeah, handling
salmon.
a salmon in suspicious circumstances is illegal.
What kind of suspicious circumstance are you handling a
Go.
salmon and it's gonna get in?
I
It's like, are you just giving away salmon?
Hey, stop that man! He was handling a salmon
There's
suspiciously.
a black market salmon deal. Like what? What's the? Why? Oh man.
Or was the salmon suspicious? Did he have like a twirly like mustache and a
that's
top
probably what
hat?
it is.
Salmon
And
is the
you were
suspicious
carrying
thing.
him around,
A monocle?
and he had shifty eyes and a monocle. Maybe the salmon was suspicious. Yeah.
One lazy eye looking
Did
this
this
way.
happen because like someone stole a salmon from like the queen and they're like, well, if you have the salmon, you're going to jail. Suspicious.
Claus is
Ridiculous.
great. A stream of racist British
We
accents.
aren't even doing accents. We're
Nobody's
just having fun.
I haven't even done an accent
Yeah,
yet.
you did. You
I'm
were
not
the
a British
first
one,
one.
but not a British
We
one.
tried.
No, not even
It
close.
wasn't successful.
No, it was more like an Adam Sandler meets
Well, it ended on Adam Sandler.
No, it was like Adam Sandler meets like Lazy Down South meets like
Okay.
American. It was like it was
Whatever.
none of it was supposed to be British.
I don't know why we used that, but all right.
The last note says, "I will completely take care of your tea." Like,
Like take care of it.
We-
Like get rid of it.
like, yeah. I'm wondering if she's gonna like,
she's gonna dump it all into the ocean.
or is this a new tea babysitting service? Like, if you need your
okay.
tea to be
It's
watched
okay,
over
Earl,
time,
You'll be fine.
you'll be,
It's okay.
you can be.
Who's Earl? Why's he gray?
Elasno has a service for that.
So, she'll watch it. Keep it at
Any
just the right
other
temperature.
crazy ones? I don't know.
That was fun. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Claus says
like
it's when you illegally fish and you try to sell the fish.
Okay, I can.
I
see
feel like
that.
that's
So
illegal
that's
everywhere.
fishing without a permit.
Yeah, that's what we call that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, you're
I feel like that's illegal. That's just like black market salmon.
Do you need a special permit to catch a salmon for sale versus just
depends.
catch a salmon for yourself here
It depends on the state. California, it's illegal.
to sell it?
Well, to fish in general without a.
Well, yeah, with the permit, but I'm saying are there two separate permits? One where you fish and catch to eat yourself, and one in fish to catch to sell.
I don't know.
I would.
I
would
think you can't sell it. I think you can actually what it is like, yeah, you can't sell. I don't think fish
I think you
without
have to have
a
like
permit.
a commercial permit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you can. And it's funny. You can fish and then pay somebody on the dock, and they will cut it up and do everything for you, and then they also get to keep some of it for selling because
it's
they
like the
have the
same-
license to sell.
That's confusing.
So
All
like
right.
it's interesting. Like there's this whole.
So
I don't know.
you can do it as long as you have friends that do it.
I don't know, but
That's fine.
anyways, I think that's it. Oh, Elastic saying if you choose to have an English podcast for the Queen's birthday, I will cater it.
Nice.
So, Claw, we need to know in advance
which
when
What is the queen like?
the Queen's birthday is
Yes.
and which one we should be celebrating.
Whichever
which one's
one
better?
is coming up soon.
We will do this and we'll get in advance. We will have a British and just so you know, I love watching the Great British Baking Show. That's one of my favorite shows of all time.
What's his name?
White?
No, hush. Something.
You don't
Mr.
you don't watch
Mr.
it?
Hollywood. What's his?
Oh, Paul.
Paul Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul, yeah.
What kind of a British guy is Hollywood as a last name?
No, that's his nickname.
No,
That's his real name?
his real last name is Hollywood. I looked it up because I was amazed at the fact that his real last name is Hollywood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Claw says if you take it from a salmon farm. Oh, so if you steal from a salmon farm,
Well, it's just stealing.
that's just
Just go out into the pastures and pick yourself up
all
a
of this
salmon.
sounds illegal. And we
Do
fully
salmon
support it.
usually
You get the joke.
live in the
You get
pastures?
the joke now, right?
All right.
It's
Well,
not your normal farm.
this has been the Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast, episode number 82.
Ocho dos.
Ocho dos.
Ocho dos.
I'm Matt Rojas, a.k.a. the Dread Pirate, and in the middle, we had...
I'm Ate Rojas, also known as No Jeans.
No Jeans! And on the far end, missing his cues,
Robert, also known as Rob Dog, 1991.
Oh,
Rob
yeah.
Dog, 1991. How did you screw that up, No Jeans?
I did it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Because I messed up on his.
Yeah.
Remember, you can follow us at Twitter at CMG_Gamecast. Everywhere else, Casual Misfits Gaming. This will be uploaded to YouTube on Monday and every podcast platform that you can think of on Monday as well for the audio version. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.